Now see, unlike the first one we did earlier, you know, this is not, that music's not stuff I listen to, but it works for Rhea Ripley.
Yes, it does.
Call it what it is.
It works for mommy.
For those watching through TikTok, thanks for giving me that little bit of a breather to reset everything for our main roster one. If you're watching on YouTube, hey, it's a whole new episode of Plate Exchange.
Woot, woot.
Episode 50.
There we go.
Exchange.
All right
we've
now.
come a long way. I cannot believe I've done 50 of these.
I know.
And yet Roman won his on episode 9.
Period.
And he still got him.
And he still got it.
And still.
And still.
But these are the main roster post-WrestleMania Plate Exchange, where we have 3 new champions that have won championship titles since that moment. We had a win on Monday Night Raw immediately following WrestleMania, which crowned new main roster women's tag team champions, as the team of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez came over from Smackdown at the time and won the women's championships, defeating at the time Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus, who was representing Lita at the time. Of course, we'd find out a few minutes later that was all a setup by Trish to inevitably turn on Becky, and she was the reason behind Lita's attack. More on that here in a minute, but we're going to exchange those. And then we had 2 championship title changes at WrestleMania, as we have new undisputed tag team champions in the form of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, ending the record run of the Usos, and bringing sad tears to poor Alyssa's eyes. We almost had to carry her out of that arena.
Y'all, I was about to roll down them stairs. I don't care.
She was hurt. I mean, all I'm thinking at the time was, like, if Roman loses, you know, that next night, I don't know what I'm going to end up doing. And then, of course, our main attraction for this episode, the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley, getting her revenge from her defeat 3 years prior and defeating the Queen, Charlotte Flair, at WrestleMania in a pretty dominating but also a great main event-worthy match that ended up not being the main event. Should have been, but ultimately she is now the SmackDown Women's Champion. Both women's titles definitely up for question right now, as due to the recent draft, Rhea Ripley now a member of Monday Night Raw, despite holding the Blue Brand's main championship. So, more on that coming up soon. We may have to have another literal plate exchange.
Yeah, we might.
In a future episode. But let's discuss the one that doesn't have plates, and that is the new Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Going from the Usos to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That ends a almost... what were they, 600 and something? So almost a 2-year run, at least as the SmackDown champions anyway, and then the Undisputed for well over a year.
Yep.
So, you know, you look at, you know, the championship win, that crowd went nuts. It was definitely another main event worthy match. Maybe not to Alyssa's favor. We weren't happy with it either.
I was crying.
But with the new draft happening and the teams and rosters being broken up, you wonder, are these titles going to go back to their respective brands? Are they going to leave them unified? Are we going to get new ones that maybe have some plates on them?
Maybe.
I've only been asking for that. How long do we have to wait on Uso plates, on New Day plates? Things like that. We've never had Usos plates, despite all of that. But either way, congratulations to the new champions that were crowned at WrestleMania, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They don't have any plates, obviously, to exchange, so nothing for me to do physically on that one.
Jeez, Kia. Kids Handsome, they are no longer relevant to the island.
They're relegated to the ocean of obscurity, if I recall the name of it correctly. But we'll be doing Rhea's here in a moment. Let's go ahead and move to the other belts to be exchanged, and that is the NXT, or excuse me, the main roster women's tag team champions.
Yes.
As I said, it was handled on Monday Night Raw 2 weeks after WrestleMania, as the incumbent champions at the time were Lita and Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Ultimately, Trish Stratus turns on Lita, then turns on Becky after the match after losing to Liv Morgan and Raquel to have them win the titles. So we will be seeing the Becky Lynch and Lita plates coming off our belt, and we will see Raquel and Liv's going back on there. We have seen Liv's once before, Liv winning the Smackdown Women's Championship last summer. So we have had the Liv plates on here before, a very popular set to say the least. Raquel Rodriguez winning her second main roster championship. She did hold the women's tag titles with Aaliyah for a couple of weeks, but they never officially got plates before they would end up losing them back. I believe it was Damage Control. I think
that sounds right.
Yeah, somehow that's what rings a bell. I believe it was Damage Control. But she never officially got her plates, so but she does now.
She has them now.
And so now we're going to show them off.
Period.
But, let's take personal feelings out of play, Alyssa.
Okay.
Biggest title change for the main roster out of the three that you see on here, plus, the upcoming draft and who it's going to affect. We expect that the women's championships are going to have to flip, so Bianca's likely going to hold the Smackdown title unless she loses to Io this Saturday. And then you're also looking at, Rhea then running things on Raw.
Yeah.
Just overall thoughts on the title pictures, at least up to this point.
I think the biggest, the change that shocked me the most was definitely the Usos. It hurt me the most, but, it definitely shocked me because I was like, there's no way. They've been dominant for years since I started watching. I'd never known a day without them not being the tag team champs. And that was a harsh reality for me. So that one definitely was.
That one hurt a little bit.
That one had me. Y'all, I'm dramatic. So I feel like I see my life as a movie. Black and white. I'm talking about tears falling down my face. Had my own theme song going. That hurt was real.
You can just hear the most somber background music you can think of.
Hello, Darkness, my old friend. All of it. The whole 9 yards. Come on. So that one was definitely.
Thinking, and I know you're sitting here going like, well, they had to lose at some point.
Well, yeah, but not now.
Sit here and go like, yeah, but not Roman. Roman will never lose.
Exactly. I was like, hey, yo, if this man loses tomorrow, I told them straight up, y'all. I was like, y'all gonna have to go get them and get them from backstage, and they're gonna have to come get me because there's no way. I can't.
We could not do the Usos and Roman.
Not in the same weekend.
So, the Tribal Chief came through.
Always does.
And of course, the Usos losing their rematch to Kevin and Sami last week on SmackDown. They are now in the ocean of obscurity. So they're going to have to find their way back into the good graces. They did all get drafted to SmackDown.
Yes, they did. It was very awkward because they were separate.
Interesting to say the least.
Oof.
But meanwhile, you look at the new women's tag team champions in Liv and Raquel, as we'll show off their plates here. Hey, I got them right side up.
Hey, period.
But we have their we have their plates on here, and you see a lot of new names coming up, especially from NXT. Ronda and Shayna, inevitably staying where they are, and even though they have been drafted to Monday Night Raw as the champions, they can shift between brands as needed. And same thing with Owens and with Sami, they still have the capacity to be able to switch between the brands as they want, by the virtue of holding the titles. But then you look at teams like Alba and Isla, the current NXT women's tag team champions. Kate and Carter and Katana Chance also getting called up as well.
Yes.
So you're getting some teams that were down in NXT that absolutely have the capacity to be able to be champions and soon. So, you're starting to build up your women's tag team division. It's clear that was a priority in this draft. So ultimately, Liv and Raquel definitely have their work cut out for them to hold on to this gold for at least a while. But for the moment, they are currently holding the main roster women's tag team titles, so congratulations to them. Liv, her second main roster championship. Raquel, her second as well.
Yes.
But her first one with plates. So
yes, ma'am.
Congratulations to Raquel on winning that one.
Congrats.
And then that moves us to the second one of our, group here. Fourth, if you're watching live on TikTok. And that is our main event portion. Please do not let my head get in the way because I have a very big head. But that is the Smackdown Women's Championship. currently in the hands now of Mommy Rhea Ripley, getting the revenge. She wins the Royal Rumble all the way back in January, coming in from number 1.
And I called it.
And that's just minutes after she had to rumble with Beth Phoenix.
Yes, she did.
But then enters at number 1, runs the table, last eliminating Liv Morgan, who was at number 2.
Yes.
The longest women's Royal Rumble in the history of the business. She immediately calls her shot that next week, calls out Charlotte, saying, I've got to get over that loss that you gave to me at WrestleMania 36. She gets her rematch against the Queen, Charlotte Flair, and ultimately is victorious this time, beating Charlotte in what was a 25-minute absolute classic.
It was wonderful.
Most people are, I'm seeing a lot of stuff on social media about that one being potentially a top 2, top 3 women's WrestleMania match of all time.
That's good.
I mean, I'm really trying to track back here. I mean, Mickey and Trish put on a good story at 22. You could say Naomi's win at 33 to cap off her comeback in front of her hometown, was a good one. Of course, the infamous triple threat at 32 between Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky. Of course, the women's main event. Can't argue that one with Becky winning both championships in the same night. But it's on up there.
Yeah.
And, I'll pass it to Alyssa now. Mommy continuing to... Let's stop beating around the bush. Okay, she's the leader of Judgment Day.
Yes, she is.
Let's just end all debate.
There was no question. Sorry.
There is no more question on this. She's running Judgment Day.
Yes, she is.
But now also holding gold, and looks like they're about to hold gold over New Brand, the number 1 overall pick of night 2.
Wonderful.
So your thoughts
on
did we Rhea and everything she's doing as she plays multiple roles right now?
I was about to say, did we expect anything less than number 1 for Mommy?
Mommy is capable of powerful things,
I wasn't
your
surprised.
Thoughts on Rhea playing many roles right now and doing them all very well, while also looking fantastic while doing so.
Absolutely. Couldn't stop yourself, could you?
You knew it was coming.
Couldn't stop himself, y'all.
Not.
As far as her different roles go, I can't see anybody else doing it for her, Like, this girl is over here leading a group or a faction or what do we call them? Stable. She's doing that. Okay, thank you. She's over here running one of the most surprising stables. I mean, don't even get me started with how they were created and how that got to where it is. But you have that. You have her sitting over here getting ready to start her career as the SmackDown Women's Champion, maybe soon to be Raw Women's Champion. We know it will be, but not trying to talk my crap. But yeah, I feel like I think she is gonna put on a great match. She is gonna give the performance of a lifetime. But the time to be for real is now. And
she's Zelina, again, her first match in her home country, Puerto Rico.
That is correct.
Getting a shot against Rhea Ripley. She knows she's going in the underdog.
Underdog for days.
Heavy underdog. And she knows it too. I mean, she's not trying to sit here and spout off that, I've got your number and, I know some secrets. She knows she's the underdog. And she knows she is going to have to wrestle a perfect match.
Yeah.
If she wants any chance of beating Rhea Ripley. But, the Puerto Rican crowd is definitely going to be behind her. I'll be in that crowd, so, we'll see. But I might be spoiling my pick, but, I mean, she's not going to beat Rhea.
I don't.
Rhea's too powerful right now. Arguably the most powerful woman in the division. And, hey, she's got the gold to show off, but that's what we're here for in Plate Exchange, and that is our new SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
Period.
As we said, with her moving to Monday Night Raw. These plates may not be staying on here long.
Right.
As depending upon her result against Zelina at Backlash, as well as the result of Io Sky and Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title, we could be having a very literal plate exchange very soon.
Right.
But either way, I think Rhea's doing amazing things right now. She
honestly
absolutely has everything the way she wants it, and you're giving her the push that she has more than deserved. She's won every championship there is to win as a female competitor in WWE, and that goes all the way to the UK side as well.
Yeah.
So, she's done it all and has done it by, 26,
yeah.
27? She's still, her best years are still in front of her.
Honestly.
She's only going to get better from here.
Joe?
That's scary if you're looking at the women's division right now, that she is going to be, I mean, I don't think it's quite fair to put her in that realm yet, but I mean, you could get a Roman Reigns-esque type of run from Rhea here.
Yeah.
If you play your cards right.
Oh, yeah. Kid said don't forget about her little beef with Solo, too.
Oh, yeah. Is it a problem here?
Not yet.
Not yet. I look forward to that. You let Solo
Honestly.
and Rhea have a match against each other. Let somebody make this happen, please.
Please.
Who do I talk to? Adam. Let's go.
Hey.
Make it official.
Let's go.
Official.
Come on.
But that's Plate Exchange. For those of you who joined us on TikTok, thank you so much. Kia, thank you for keeping the comment section entertaining.
Thank you.
That's what you do, sweetie. And ultimately, thank you, Alyssa, for running the camera, providing commentary. It's always wonderful to have you with us, as always. Be watching for us tonight on TikTok Live. Top Rope Spoilers for Backlash coming up this Saturday, live from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And I will be present live there this Saturday, so there'll be a lot more stuff coming up on TikTok. If you watch this on YouTube or one of our other channels, you know, it is what it is. You need to follow us on TikTok. That's where you can see it before everybody else.
Come on now.
Because TikTok, you're gonna get a chance to see it there first. So come join us over here. But anyway, y'all have a great night. We'll see you later tonight for Top Rope Spoilers. Until then,
bye.